Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I have a quick lesson on symbolism today. We're going to look at some symbols in the book The Skin I'm In, which is getting to the good part. We are building up the conflicts, and Malika and Charlize are, if you do today's reading, on the verge of doing something that's going to have a big impact on the rest of the story. And as this goes on, and as you keep reading, you'll start to notice some of the symbols that come up in the story as we go. So today I'll show you how to get to the reading. We'll review, how to listen to the book and all of that, and we'll look at those questions together and also look a little at symbolism. All right. So, don't mind the reflection there. But if you are on Google Classroom, you've got the post and then all the different links. Just as a reminder, for those of you who don't know, these links go to different things like the audiobook. Today you're reading chapters 22 through 24.
Chapter 22. I'm almost home before I remember.
So you can listen to it there. And you can read the book as you listen. Right here, chapter 22. And you can read all of that. It's not too long. I think you should be able to do that no problem. And once you've watched this video, once you've listened and read, you'll do the questions. This is going to be these. So, our questions start off with, select two objects that act as symbols in the skin I'm in. And if you're not quite sure where to start with that, you're not quite sure what symbolism is or what a symbol is, I have a couple slides to show you. So, first, symbolism. An object, when an object represents something other than itself. So you'll come across things, items, things that you can hold or you can see in books that don't just stand for themselves, they represent a bigger idea. It's a lot easier if you see some examples, so let's check some out. A light bulb doesn't just mean a light in a room. If you have a light bulb going off in your head or you see a light bulb, it's a symbol that means, I have an idea. A smiley face could be a symbol for an actual smiling face, but we also know that it means something bigger than that. It means happiness. So if you send a smiley face, it means you're happy. We read the poem, We Wear the Mask. This one shows a sad person holding a mask that shows a different face. So the mask is a symbol of hiding our true feelings. Another thing we read about with symbolism, I'll flip this back around. Another thing we read about with symbolism came in Ghost, the symbol of the sunflower seeds, and you all wrote about this on the test at the end of the book. So Ghost keeps his sunflower seeds throughout the book. Well, why does he keep using them? They remind him of his father. His father was used to chew sunflower seeds, and it would remind Ghost of the good times. His dad hanging out on the couch, watching TV, and eating sunflower seeds. So something like a sunflower seed doesn't just represent food or getting ready for his race or something like that. It represents the memory of his father and the good times they used to have. A lot of times authors are going to use something, a symbol, to represent someone who's not in the story or can't take part in the story. Maybe they passed away, or maybe they're just out of the story for a little bit. So as you read today, you're going to be reading chapters 22 through 24. And in chapter 22, Malika is going to find a symbol, something that connects her with her father. And as you read, just kind of think about, what would that symbol stand for? Like, she comes across this thing that she finds, but what might that represent is what I want you to think about. I'll look at a couple of the other questions on here. You'll also see some questions about her working in the principal's office. You're going to think about another one of the symbols we see in the book. And then I also put a passage from the book. It's a paragraph that talks about what's happening. It just shows what's happening in one of the chapters here. And then you have to answer, is it showing falling action, onomatopoeia, foreshadowing, and alliteration? I wanted to review those so you know what those mean. Remember, falling action is a part of the plot, so right after the climax, you see the falling action. Onomatopoeia is words like bam, pow, boom, words that sound like what they look, what they are. And then foreshadowing is what is a preview of something that may happen soon in a book. And alliteration is the repetition of similar sounds at the beginning of words like she sold seashells by the seashore. Okay. And then there's a last question that's asking also about literary devices. So similes, remember, comparing two things using like or as. Metaphor, comparing two things but they don't use like or as. Hyperbole, a great exaggeration, or onomatopoeia. So hopefully that gives you some help for your questions today and a good review of symbolism. If you are doing these questions and you need some help or you have something you want to ask, make sure you email myself or Mr. Barr, whoever your teacher is, and we'll be happy to help you out as you do them. All right, good luck.